is Ryan Brown, and today I'm bringing you a super simple yoga routine that's going to help you reduce your back pain. So first things first, before we get started, I just want you to set your mat up to where the bottom of the mat is touching the ground, touching the wall, because we're going to use the wall today to help us stretch out just a little bit. So we're going to start with a nice little breathing exercise. We're just going to create some room in our torso. So we're going to take our hands out nice and wide, and we're just going to inhale them up overhead, bringing our gaze all the way up, and exhaling it down to heart center. And we're going to do that again, inhaling all the way up, and back down to heart center. One more time, deep breath in, and out. Awesome, guys. So now we're just going to grab our elbows behind our back. And if you can't grab your elbows, that's okay. Don't get discouraged. Just grab it close enough. Okay? Close enough is fine. You're eventually going to work your way towards the elbows. So we're going to take a nice deep inhale here. And on our exhale, we're just going to let our left ear fall to our left shoulder. And then on our next exhale, we're just going to open up, bringing our gaze all the way up, just letting our neck fall all the way, our head fall all the way back, just kind of opening up our chest and our neck. And then we're going to bring our right ear to right shoulder. Bring our head completely down in front of us, bringing our chin to our chest. We're still sitting up nice and tall. All right, guys, and then we're going to release our shoulders and just do a couple shoulder shrugs, maybe to the back first, then to the front. Awesome. And as easy as we can, we're just going to find a nice comfy spot on our back, laying straight down. And we're just going to inhale our knees straight up over our chest. Just kind of hug them in here for just a moment. If you want to, you can rock back and forth. That's cool. And then when you're ready, we're just going to let our knees fall to the left side of us. And we're going to take that gaze to the right side. So we're just doing a nice little spinal twist here. And so if this is a good enough stretch for you, that's okay, you can stay here. If you want to make it just a little spicier, I want you to just straighten that top leg, and then just alternate between pointing that toe and then riding that heel nice and straight. So you should feel this all the way down your leg, maybe even up to the hip and lower back. We're just doing enough to listen to our body, doing what it feels like it wants to do today. Then we're going to bend that top knee. We're going to bring those knees back over center and allow them to drop to the right side. And we're doing the same thing here. We're doing that nice, awesome spinal twist. If we want to make it just a little spicier, we're going to straighten that leg. And then we can just heel toe that leg if you'd like. Or do some circles. Any kind of range of motion feels good in this. We're just listening to our body, trying to create a little space where we live. All right, we're going to bend that knee, and we're going to bring those knees back over to center, and we're just going to hug them in one more time. And if you want to, you can just take your hands to your knees and just kind of draw circles over your hips, just to kind of check them out, see how they're feeling. And if you do those circles, reverse it. If you do on one side, you have to do on the other. It gives us a little bit of a back massage too. Then we're just going to bring our toes down to the ground. We're going to scoot our sit bones closer to the wall to where we can bring our legs to a nice 90-degree angle. So we're about to go into a figure four. If you're too close to the wall, it's going to be a really deep stretch. So it's a good idea to start farther away first and then gradually work your way into it, kind of thing. So what we're going to do first, we're going to take our right ankle and place it on our left knee, and we're just going to push that right knee away from our body. Now, if this is a good enough stretch for you, stay here. But if you want to make it just a little spicier, I want you to reach through your legs, hug that left knee in, really plant that right elbow into that right knee. We're just going to push that right knee away from your body still. And when you're ready, we're just going to release that back down. We're going to unravel our legs, and then we're going to switch legs, bringing our left ankle to our right knee, pushing that left knee away from our body again. Now, if this is good here, stay here, but if you want to make it just a little spicier, reach through those legs, hug in that right knee, plant that left elbow into that left knee pit, and push that left knee away from our body. All right, guys. Now we're just going to unravel, and then we're just going to bring our sit bones all the way to the wall. And then we're just going to bring our legs straight up over our hips, and then we're going to allow them to open up nice and wide, and we're just going to let gravity kind of do its job and open our legs up for us, okay? So if gravity's working too hard today, you can always put a little bit of support right there under your thighs and kind of push on that wall with your hands, and that'll give you a little bit of support. That way it's not such a deep stretch right here. All right, guys. So when you're ready, we're just going to bend those knees, bringing the soles of our feet to the walls. And so this is kind of a baby stretch too. If you feel it here and you want to enjoy it, go for it. If you don't, that's okay. You can slim out to the side. So I'm going to meet you in tabletop here. So from tabletop, all we're going to do is we're going to step directly back into plank, and we're just going to lower ourselves down to the ground. And we're going to do just a little bit of a spine progression here, just to kind of create some length and some space in our spine. So first things first, all we're going to do is put our chin flat on the ground, looking forward at the wall in front of us. All right, guys. And then we're just going to bring our head back down to flat and relax. And then when you're ready, we're going to bring our hands to the sides of our chest, and we're just going to push up, putting our elbows directly under our shoulder, making our top half nice and active. So I'm not turtlenecking here. I'm not collapsing in my chest. I'm making everything nice and tall. I'm trying to really straighten out my spine. All right, we're going to release our way all the way back down to the mat, but this time we're going to take our hands and put it directly under our shoulders, and we're going to push straight up into Cobra. So this is a nice, good, deep back bend. If this is too much, go back down to Sphinx. It's okay. It's your practice. It's your body. You can tell me no. All right. We're just going to release down, and we're just going to tuck our knees in and push back up to kind of like a tabletop. Bring our knees out wide, and we're just going to bring our sit bones back to our ankles for a child's pose. All right, guys, we're just gonna push back up here and we're gonna come back to our tabletop. And so from our tabletop, all we're gonna do is we're gonna take our left leg and place it on the outside of our left hand. And then we're gonna reach back with our right leg, making it nice and active. So we're in a three-legged lizard, if you will. And so if this is too much of a stretch for you, you can always drop that back knee. And if it's still too much of a stretch and you feel like you're falling through your chest, you can always put a block right here under your arm, under your hands. That way you're nice and tall. Give yourself some room. It's okay. We didn't get this way overnight, and we're not going to just lay down into a stretch. It's a work in progress. So when you're ready, we're going to remove that block, and we're just going to heel toe that foot, that front foot in between our hands, and we're going to push our sit bones straight back, keeping them nice and square with our shoulders. And we're just really going to try to create some space right here in that hamstring. So if this is too much of a stretch, guys, please take that block and use it to support you up a little bit, okay? You don't want to overstretch. We're not here to bust our body up. We're here to build strong bodies. All right, now we're going to bend that front knee, stacking our knee over our front ankle, but this time we're going to take our hands to our hips, keeping our top nice and active, nice and tall. And the only thing that's really moving is my hips. We're just creating a little bit of space right here on the front of this hip, that right hip. Maybe with each exhale, sinking a little farther down into it. All right, guys, so now we're just going to push our sit bones all the way back, and we're going to sit down next to our foot, not on top of it, next to. And so this is kind of like a half hero. This is a really deep quad stretch, which is why I like to do the half hero and not the full hero, because it can get a little too deep. So from here, we have everything nice and square. Our hip bones are nice and square, but this leg is nice and behind me, nice and bent, and I'm not sitting on it. And all I'm going to do now is just kind of start walking my hands back. With each inhale, lifting up a little bit, and each exhale, maybe just trying to sink a little farther into the stretch. So when you're ready, I'm going to get you to just go ahead and lay down into it. If that's too much, please stay on your elbows. It's okay. I'm not in your body. I can't tell you what's good for it. It's okay to tell me no. You're not going to be able to get into this stretch, the full expression of this stretch, the first time. This took me some years to be able to get here. So guys, if you notice that like your lower back's coming off the ground or that your knee is coming up, then you really don't have the range of motion to stay here. And so I wouldn't stay here. I would stay on the forearms or maybe even propped up on the hands. Okay? So when you're ready, all we're going to do is we're just going to swim out to the side, and we're going to bring that leg all the way back around to the front, and we're just going to bend it forward. Placing the front of our leg on the ground, and we're just going to take this left leg. We're going to plant our hands directly in front of our right leg, taking our left leg all the way back, pushing back down to a nice pigeon. So this is a nice high pigeon right here, and this is a great place to start. So we're going to kind of progress and walk lower like we just did in the hero, but we're going to do it at your speed. So we're going to take a deep breath in here, and on our exhale, we're just going to walk our hands forward just a little bit. Maybe going down to our elbows. We're going to take another deep breath in here. And if this isn't spicy enough for you, we're just going to go ahead and lay on down. If this is too much, go back to your elbows. That's okay. It's all right. It's your body, your practice. You tell me what you want to do. All right, guys, 5 more seconds in this pose. Perfect. So now we're just going to tuck that back toe, making it nice and active. We're going to push straight up with our hands. And we're just going to bring that leg all the way back to meet our other leg. And then we're just going to push our sit bones high into the sky. Go into our nice downward dog. So from here, you can pedal out your feet and just kind of feel the difference in between the two legs. And then I want you to put all of your weight into your left foot. And we're going to take that right foot and we're going to bring it up to the outside of our right hand for our extended lizard pose. Now again, guys, if this is too much for you, put that knee down. That's okay. You can tell me no. And if you need your block here, use your block. We're just creating space. So when you're ready, we're just going to remove that block and we're going to heel toe that foot in between our two hands. And then we're just going to push our sit bones all the way back to square over that back leg. Everything's nice and square here. I'm just trying to create a little space right here in this hamstring. That's all. And again, guys, if you need your block here, please use it. And when you're ready, we're going to take a deep breath in. We're going to bend that front knee again, bringing it back over to our neck, stacking it back over our front ankle. We're going to bring our hands to our hips. And we're going to stack our body up nice and tall. And we're going to create some space right here in the front of this left hip. We're going to release our hands back down to the ground. We're going to push our sit bones all the way back. Going over that leg. I'm just taking a step forward. Sorry, guys. And then we're just going to sit down next to our foot. So again, here, guys, we're just going to walk ourselves back into this stretch. So we start off a little high at first. And with each inhale, we raise up just a little bit. And each exhale, we go down just a little more. So maybe this is good. If this is a good max for you, then stay here. If this is not it, keep going until you find it. Again, guys, if your knee is coming up or if your lower back is coming off the ground, you don't have the range of motion to stay here. Don't. One more good inhale here. Full exhale out the mouth. And we're just going to swim out on the opposite side, swinging that leg all the way around, bringing it in front of us, taking that left leg all the way back, planting our hands in front of our right leg, pushing that left leg all the way nice and back, going into our pigeon. And then when you're ready, we're going to drop on down to our forearms. And now we're going to take it even farther. Remember, guys, listen to your body. If your max is your forearms or if it's your hands, you know it. You stay there. Also a practice and a progression, so practice makes perfect. The more progress you see, you'll see more progress with more practice. And then when you're ready, we're just going to push straight up, making that back leg nice and active, tucking that toe, bringing that leg nice and back. Bringing our knees big and wide, pushing our sit bones all the way back to meet our big toes for our child's pose. All right, guys, we're going to push back up to our tabletop and then come to a nice seated pose. All right, guys,
this is all I have for you today. I hope that you enjoyed my video.